What's going on, Authentic Collective, and those of you on YouTube? Oh, it's been a second since I've been out here hardcore, but for those of you that know what's been going on, the Authentic Collective No More Trauma Summit was a total hit, and we really got into some good stuff. And I saw a lot of transformation with a lot of amazing people. And so, da 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 da, I'm here to talk to you all because guess what? We are getting ready to go into a new year. And if you saw the title of this video, some of you should be very intrigued because it says, Your business won't survive 2021 if. Now, what we've just witnessed in 2020, as you know, for especially in our community across the world, but still 50% of Black businesses were hit, and those businesses are gone and they are not coming back. And so we got to talk about what's the strategy, right? What do we do moving forward to make sure that we're not one of the people that's on the chopping block? So if you're like me and a lot of the entrepreneurs that I'm connected with, 2020 has been very good for you. It was a year of growth. It was a year of expansion. You learned some things. But unfortunately, for some of you guys, you've still been trying to figure it out and navigate your way through. A lot of you, honestly, are just now getting into realizing how much social media, virtual events, and all of those things can play a major part in your business. And so I want you all to realize that having a ubiquitous business is the best thing that you could ever do. It really is the best thing you could ever do. But you just having an online business that's everywhere isn't enough to make sure that you're okay. And I say that because I have some very wonderful women that are in coaching programs with me. And I keep just seeing the same thing come up all the time. And so I want to talk to you about some of those things that I want you to not trip off of going into 2021 because it's not going to make or break your business. Now, I have some women that are like, okay, I'm like, okay, who's your ideal client? I need to know what your packages are, what's your price points, what's your income goals. Let's get out there. Let's start slaying sales. I'm trying to go in that direction. And then they're doing stuff like, oh yeah, let me just come in here in the group really quick and let me show you what I got for my little logo design. And I'm working on my website. And I'm like, okay, where's that ideal client assignment that I gave you? The one that ain't that bullshit avatar stuff so that you can understand how to market. And it's like, oh, I ain't gonna lie, I've been distracted, I've been a little busy, but August I'm gonna come back to it. It's like, but you ain't too busy for that damn logo. You're not too busy for that website. And so listen, yes, logos are cute. Websites are beneficial. Yes, if you go on mine now, there's a lot to offer. But there was a time when my website was a piece of shit. But you want to know something? Even though my website was a piece of shit, I had a web designer that was paying me for one-to-one coaching. I remember when she was barely charging $300-$500 for a website. I remember getting her to having a base fee for a simplistic website at 3,500 and then one at $5,000 because it took time to build her up to that. But you know what? My website still looked like shit. Matter of fact, after I got her to walk in her authority and to change her customer experience, I ended up paying her to redo my website at one season in our relationship. And so people have paid me for a year at $1,000 a pop a month. Some have paid me $4,000 to work with me for 90 days. Individuals that paid me $600 a month, for 2-3 years a pop. And you want to know where they never went? They never went to a website. They sat down, they talked to me. It was like, what do we got to do? Da, 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 da. Send them a contract, send them a link, and they paid. And so a lot of you still don't understand is that you thinking about being pretty. And thinking about being pretty is gonna mess up your paper. Pretty and paper don't go together. This is a grind. This is a hustle. This is entrepreneurship. Now, if you are naturally creative, you got some, you got some knack, you can get out there and you can do that, then sure, why not go for the whole kit and caboodle? But my thing is this, why are you all so worried about the things that don't matter when you can't even articulate who you sell to? You say things like, oh, I love to empower women and get them unstuck. What is unstuck? If you go out there right now and put a post out on social media that says, hey, I got this, wonderful program, bossing it up, some 2021 style for the woman that want to get unstuck. That's not going to appeal to her. What does unstuck look like for her? Because I'm going to tell you the greatest things that my mentor ever told me when I first started working with him was that you are not a coach, August. You're a marketer. And so your business is not going to survive in 2021 unless you understand that you're a marketer before you're anything else. And if you can bring the flavor, and if you can't express things in a manner where you move things emotionally for people, then your business is going to be stuck. You need to be able to speak in such a manner that people be like, wait a minute, do you have cameras in my house? I mean, you talking about what I'm going through right now. Listen to me? For those of you that were attendees at the summit, do you know that some of the speakers have already transitioned into becoming clients, and some of them are in the process of being transitioned to becoming clients? And why? Because when they observe the level of organization, but my precision with describing in my content, my copy, my websites, all that, who the stuff is for and how it was pulling them in, they realized that they need to have that same effect with pulling their people in, as well as tightening up some of their business structure. And so if you can't articulate beyond some avatar that your ideal client is a grown woman that's married with two kids, that, with a house with two incomes, then I'm sorry, you don't have it. The other thing is hoping that the thing with COVID will pass in a timely enough fashion that you can get back to doing business as usual. Anybody that's waiting for things to go back to the way that they used to be, you're not paying attention. Things are the way that they are right now because this country is moving things. They're forcing things to go in the direction that they want them to go. Won't even get into a big ass conversation about that because people can have differing opinions. But the honest to goodness truth is, at this point in this season, they are pushing things the way they want to go. And even if the government isn't pushing something, think about the level of ease. Think about the things that you've learned. There were so many people who still didn't know what online events were. And you know how I know? Because I do them all the time, multiple times per year. And individuals are always like, I've never participated in anything like this before. I participated in this, but not this kind of summit. What is this? What do we do? And so there's so many people that did not know. But now that people do know that they can have an online experience, and if they've encountered anything similar to what I do, that it can still be transformational or have an in-person feel, with people having their kids at home, having a homeschool and work from home and all that other stuff, how many people do you think are going to be looking for ease? Even though there's a piece of them that may want to get out in traffic, get in the midst of people, have human contact while we're in this crazy world, and they still need to change their lives, build their business, and all of that stuff. How many of them are looking for the online version of whatever it was that they probably would have been looking for an offline version for in the past? And so you're not going to make it, and your business is not going to survive 2021 if you are still stuck in the mindset of, I'm going to figure out how to do what I want to do the way I want to do it, instead of embracing what I have to do. A lot of you all are not embracing the fact that, for instance, like there's a gang of you here that's like in this, or that's in this group. You need to be in the Capture Clients with Live video program that's coming up on June the 4th. I'm not going to chase you down. I don't chase people down. I believe in the fortune being in the follow-up. But there are certain people, when you've experienced me to a certain level, if you don't sign up for it, then you just gonna play yourself. Because by the time you realize that I need to stop playing, I need to sign up for it. What was $100 is $200. What was $200 is $500. What was $500 was $1,000. You're like, damn. And so that's the other thing in 2021. Not just me, but whatever it is you're supposed to be doing to invest in yourself, if you don't stop playing around and being more quick to take action, you're gonna miss out. When I have talked to or listened to interviews with industry leaders, they always talk about, especially with Black people, how we are slow to execute. We have slow execution or no execution because we are a very risk adverse race. So taking risk, you're going to have to trash that too. You're going to have to trash that mentality, and you're going to have to get out here and do the work. Change your mindset. Stop looking for the answer. The one ultimate answer is not out there. What you all need to realize is that there's some trial and error to this stuff. But when you are getting the guidance and direction from a coach, then a coach is going to put you on the right path. And this is actually going to be a podcast episode, so I'm not going to talk about it too deeply. But a lot of you all, you need to stop letting some of these coaches get away with not letting it be known that they don't know what the hell they're doing. There are a lot of coaches out here who are like, you know what? I'm just here to pull the greatness out of you. You doggone Skippy. I am here to pull the greatness out of you, but I'm not just here to pull the greatness out of you. Because if I sit and watch half of the women that I know be great, they're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Then next week it's gonna be like, well, I'm gonna switch it up and I'm gonna do this. Well, you know what? I was gonna do this, but I had an epiphany. Now I'm gonna do this, and it's like they ain't follow through on anything. As a coach, it is part of my responsibility to tell you what to do. It surely is. You got to think about it. When you're in the game, sometimes, whoever the team captain is has to go ahead and has to move. But initially, you need guidance and direction. You need somebody looking at you saying, I know you want to practice free throws, but your stamina is weak and you're not quick on. I need you to do a bunch of suicides. Keep going until you pass out. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Oh God. Okay. You speed. You agile and you flexible, but your upper body, you kind of weak. Crank out them push-ups. And so having someone just allowing you to walk in your own strength and your own ability and call the shots, if that's the case, then you might as well not pay anybody. And so it's always a little weird when I first start working with people. I have to tell them, look, you're gonna spread your wings, little birdie. You're gonna fly eventually. But right now, I just need you to pause. I need you to pause and quit doing so much and let's talk and let's strategize. And the thing about it is, because it's not just about telling people you better do this, you better do this, you can't do this, you can't do that. But it's about saying, do you realize that if you do this, this is what follows that. And if you do this, this is what comes behind that. And giving people options and saying, okay, let's talk about your personality, your style, your ideal client's personality, their style, and what you have to bring to the table in order to be successful. And the varying ways in which you can do that, and then let them sit in it for a second and see what kind of personal downloads they get from spirit. Because see, a lot of you all, you think like, oh my God, but I'm intuitive and I just had this brilliant idea. Yeah, you had a brilliant idea, but that is nothing more than just a brilliant idea that has no structure and no strategy. Because when you start learning the rules of engagement and you start understanding strategy with business, trust me, your downloads are going to change. The way you perceive these things that are coming to you, it's going to change. So ultimately in 2021, a lot of you all need to quit playing and you need to get guidance. You don't need a DIY, anything else. You've been pushing so damn hard. My thing is if you've been pushing, and when you do your measurements, you barely still growing 5% a year. That's the shit you do at a job. If you still stuck and stagnant, it's your income rate in your business and you don't see any growth, your audience ought to be expanding. Your income ought to be expanding. The opportunities that are coming to you should be expanding. People should be beginning to recognize you. And if that's not happening, what are you going to do about it? There are some things that you don't have to snail pace your way through. There are some things that you should be expecting to move at a more accelerated pace. So 2021 is all about the lion and the lioness, baby. Get out there and get it, okay? That's all I want to say to you all is get out there and get it. So I will see you all, in the days to come. Holidays coming. I'm not really a holiday person, just so everybody knows. Happy holidays to y'all. If that's what y'all do, please don't blow me up with 15 million. Y'all can post in here, do whatever you want to do, but please don't blow me up with 51 million Happy New Year messages and Merry Christmas, because I hate to leave y'all hanging, but I don't do those things. I'm gonna rest a little bit because my birthday's coming up, but then other than that, I'm on straight grind mode. Right now, there's no, it's not about rest and, celebration. I've been celebrating shit. I just celebrated a wonderful summit that happened a couple of weeks ago. But the economy is changing. Life is changing. And we got to be on our A game. And it's just like how you tell your kids sometimes that this is not a time to play. This is a time to be about business. So don't let 2021 come and creep up on you, all right? So I love you all. This is August Crenshaw, and I'll talk to you all later. Deuces.